King Lear, Act 3. Kent found out that the King of France had come to England with an army and with Cordelia. Kent sent Cordelia a letter to explain what had happened. Then he went looking for Lear. Meanwhile, Lear's sorrow and anger had become too great for him to bear, and he went mad. He shouted the storm to do its worst.
Blow winds and crack your cheeks!
Kent persuaded Lear to take shelter in a small, dirty hut. For the first time, Lear began to feel sorry for people other than himself as he thought about those who had no homes and only old, thin clothes to wear. Inside the hut, they found Edgar, who was disguised as a beggar called Beau Tom. He was pretending to be mad and he had no clothes, covering himself just with a blanket. Lear was sure that Beau Tom had gone mad because he had given everything to his daughters, just like hams. Meanwhile, Gloucester told Edmund that Albany and Cornwall were quarrelling with each other, and that he had received a letter which told him about the King of France's plan to rescue Lear from his cruel daughters. Gloucester felt upset because Regan and Cornwall had stopped him from helping Lear, or even talking about him. He had now decided to take Lear's side against Cornwall, Regan, and the husbands. Hearing this, Edmund decided to repeat everything to Cornwall, even though he knew that his father would be in a serious trouble. Gloucester now refused to follow the Duke of Cornwall's orders and instead went out looking for Lear. He found him in the hut and asked him to come back to his castle, but Lear refused to leave Beau Tom. Then, in his madness, Lear held a mock trial of his evil daughters with the fool, Beau Tom and Kent as judges, and stalls in the place of his daughters. Later, Gloucester heard Regan and Cornwall as they planned to kill Lear. So he warned Kent to take the king to Dover, where he would be safe with Cordelia and the King of France. Cornwall was very angry when Edmund told him what Gloucester had done. He called Gloucester a traitor and told Edmund that he would punish the old earl. Edmund decided to leave so that no one could blame him for not protecting his father.
Go quickly and find your husband and show him this letter which we took from Gloucester.
Hang him! Pull out his eyes.
Leave him to me, Edmund. You go with Goneril. It's not right for you to watch what I intend to do to your father, the traitor.
Ungrateful traitor!
I'm not a traitor, you unkind lady.
Cornwall decided to punish Gloucester by blinding him. He ordered his servants to tie the old man to a chair. Then he blinded one of Gloucester's eyes.
Where have you seen the king?
To Dover.
Why to Dover? Didn't we tell you?
Because you wouldn't stand and watch you and your sister torment him any longer.
Just as he was going to blind the other eye too, one of his servants suddenly attacked him. He couldn't bear the Duke's cruelty any longer. The Duke of Cornwall killed the man, but he himself was also hurt. Despite this, he went on to blind Gloucester's other eye, and then told his suffering victim that it was his own son Edmund who had betrayed him. Gloucester then realized that Edmund had lied to him from the beginning and that Edgar was innocent. At the point, Regan ordered the blind old man to be thrown out of his own castle into the storm.